Hey students, welcome to the video lecture of functions in C programming. So, three functions in C programming. What is function? A large portion in C can be divided to many subprograms. Large program in C can be divided into many subprograms. These subprograms possess a self-contained components and have a well-defined purpose. This subprogram is called a function. Basically, a job of function is to do something. C program contain at least one function which is known as a main. Okay, function means it can contain self-component components. Once you write the code, we can call the function at any time. So it shaves the repeated writing of the same code again and again and again. That is advantage of the function. Advantage of the function. It is much easier to write a structured program where a large program can be divided into smaller and simpler tasks. It allowing the code to be called many times and easier to read and update. The same code will be called in many times. It is easier to debug a structured program where their error is easy to find and fix. Okay, when the error comes, we will just directly go to the function and fix the error without disturbing the rest of the program. That's the advantage. So much easier to write the structured program where a large program can be divided into smaller, simpler tasks, allowing the code to be called many times, easier to read and update. It is easier to debug a structured program where their error is easy to find and fix. Accessing a function. To use a function, you will have to call that function. So first you have to call that function to perform a defined task. You want to use a function, you have to call the function to perform a defined task. When a program calls a function, the program control is transferred to the called function. When the program calls a function, the program control is transferred to the called function. The called function perform a defined task and returns the statement it executed, or when a called function performs a defined task and when it return statement is executed, when its function ending closing brace is reached, it returns the program control back to the main program. So calling function is call the function, control is transferred to call the function, called function. When the called function contain return statement or called function, where the control reaches the end of the close braces of the called function, it transfers the control back to the calling function. To call a function, you simply need to pass a required parameter along with the function name. To call a function in the program, you have to give a required parameter, okay, along with the function name. If the function returns a value, then you can store the return value, okay, by using a variable in the calling function. Actual arguments. Arguments which are mentioned in the function call is known as actual argument. Formal arguments. Arguments which are mentioned in the definition of the function is called formal arguments. The formal arguments are very similar to the local variables inside the function. Just like a local variable, formal arguments are destroyed when a function calls ends. So this is a simple template given here. As in testload.h is header file. Okay, here I am writing a function prototype and giving a long is return type of the function. Cube is a function name. The parameter long x is an actual argument or a formal parameter, and the type is long. So function return the type long, and the function name is cube, and as it have a parameter x. Its data type is long. Okay, you have to write it like this. This is known as a function prototype, which should be given. Then only the compiler understand what kind of function it is. Then I'm declaring two global variables input and answer, long input and answer. So integer main void, okay, it's main itself a function. All the C program we are having a main function. I asked you to say enter an integer value. Okay, that's a actually I asked you to say enter integer value. Scan percentage d ampersand input. Okay, I'm receiving as an input. So I'm calling a function cube of input which is equal to answer. What will happen? The fugue is this is known as a calling function. We are calling the function. The main is a calling function here. Cube the function is called the parameter input is passed inside the function and the return value is stored in the variable answer. The print slash n after the execution what will happen? Control again back to this place will return a value. The cube of percentage d is percentage d. That is input and answer. Okay, the input is the value which is entered. The cube of the input is given the answer. How it is calculated? When we call the function cube and pass the input here, okay, the control directly transfer to the function definition. Okay, this is known as a called function. Okay, it is having a parameter. This is known as the formal parameter. Okay, the value which is passed here is stored in the formal parameter, and this have the function name is return type is long. Function name is q, and which is known as a long x. This is known as function header. This is function definition. So I declare local variable form long x cube. So x cubed equal to x into x into x. So cube. Okay, enter value is cubed here. X into x into x. and return x cubed is returned. Okay, return the value x cubed. Once I return, the value will come to this place which is stored. For example, I'm passing a value 3 means what it will do? It will return 3 into 3 into 3. 3 into 3 is 9, 9 into 3 is 27. 27 will return, 27 is stored in the place of answer. So print of the cube of percentage d is percentage d. Input is 3. The cube of 3 is 27 is printed. Okay, return 0, so finally it returns 0. So in this way only function work. So function name is cube. The variable that require is type is long. The long variable to be passed in the is x as a single argument. Function is having a single argument. Value can be passed to the function, so it can perform the specific task it is called. Okay, this is known as an argument. So how does the function work? C program does not execute the statement in a function until the function is called. C program does not execute the statement in a function until the function is called. When a function is called, the program can send a function information to the form of one or more argument. When a function is used, it is referred to a called function. When a function is used, referred to a called function. Function often use the data that is passed to them from calling function. So calling function which is pass the data is used by the called function. Data is passed from calling function to a called function by specifying the variable in the argument list. Argument in the calling function is known as a actual argument. Argument which is stored in the called function is known as a formal argument. Argument list cannot be used to send the data. It's only copy the data value variable that passed from calling function. So the value of the calling function, okay, we have variables having a value, or passing a value directly. The value in the calling function is get copied in the value of the called function. That means the actual argument, the value of the actual arguments are get copied in the formal argument. Here the argument is not passed. The value in the arguments are passed from the calling function to the called function. The called function then perform its operation using the copies. Provide a compiler within the description of function that will be used later in the program. Provides the compiler with the description of function. Function we have to discuss about the function prototype. Function prototype means function prototype. Function prototype means, just a minute. So we're going to discuss about this function prototype. Function prototype means provide the compiler with the description of function that will be used later in the program. Okay, every program is called a function prototype. So this is known as a function prototype. You have to declare it, then the compiler will understand what the function will do, what kind of parameter it will take, what will return. If the definition of the function, it defines the function before it is used and called. It defines the function before it is used and called. The function prototype need to be written at the beginning of the program. The function prototype should be written at the beginning of the program. The function prototype must have, it is now considered, function prototype must have, it is now considered as a good form to use a function prototype for all function in your program. A prototype declares the function name with parameter return type. A parameter declares the function name, return type, and parameter and its data type. The syntax of the function prototype is given below. Return type is return type of the function, function name followed by open and close parenthesis, argument type and name 1, argument type and name 2, so argument type and name n. So this is a function prototype. Okay, tell the compiler how many arguments it will take, what are the type of the argument, what is the function name, what will return. Compiler will understand very clearly. So it's very essential to mention the function prototype. Example of function prototype: double, square, double number. Squared is a function name. Double is a return type. It's having only one argument. Type is double. Here void print report integer report number. Print report is a function name. It won't return any value. It will take only one argument. That is report number. Type is integer. Integer get menu choice. Get menu choice is the function. Get underscore menu underscore choice function name. The type is integer. And why it won't take any parameter. It is an actual function. Actually, then we'll discuss about the function definition. It is the actual function that contains the code that will execute. Actual function which contains the code that will execute should be identical to the function prototype. So this is a function definition. It contains a header. Header is equal to the function prototype. So return type, function name, and argument list is given. Okay, see this example. Return type and function name, argument list is given. This is not a function header. Following the function header, open and close parentheses, which contain the function body, which is a declaration statement and return expression will be given to the function body. So the function definition, this should have a return function header, okay, which is equivalent to function prototype, which will contain the return type and the function name and argument list. should be given in the function header, followed by open close parenthesis. Inside the declaration statement and return expression should be given. These arguments are known as an formal argument. Formal argument, the scope is local. Once function control transfer out of the function, okay, the formal argument, the lifetime is get over. So it will contain the function header and function definition contain the function header and function body. Function header is similar to the function prototype. Function body, which contains the declaration statement and return expressions, are given. For example, the function body of the conversion is a function name. It will take the value, float value, where the variable name is Celsius, and return a float data type. What will do? The function converts the Celsius into Fahrenheit. So it declares local variable Fahrenheit. So Fahrenheit equal to Celsius into 9/5 plus 32. So what it will do? It will how it calculates the value. It will take the Celsius value from the called function and convert it to Fahrenheit. The function accept the arguments. The Celsius type is float. Accept the argument. The Celsius type is float. The function return a float value. The function return a float value. So when the function called in the program, it will perform a task which is to convert the Fahrenheit, okay, Celsius to Fahrenheit by multiplying the Celsius with the value of 9/5 and adding a 32 to that value and plus return the result, the Fahrenheit result. Okay, it will go to the calling function. The calling function may use the result to print the value. Know that if a function returning a value, it needs to use the keyword return. So to return a value, we have to use the keyword return and give the expression or a variable. The value of the variable or expression is returned to the calling function. We'll see an example. Here the hash class .h. My function Fahrenheit to Celsius. So I'm converting Celsius to Fahrenheit. Okay, the float I have variable float f and c, f for Fahrenheit, c for Celsius. I'm writing a function prototype here. Return type is float. Function name is conversion. It will take one argument. Float c is an argument. This argument is known as a formal argument. Okay. Formal argument, we can just is data type is very important. We can give a Celsius or we can give a C, is absolutely no problem. Okay, the function prototype only if we consider the type of argument will take and return type, absolutely no problem. So for uniformity, I'm giving as a float is a return type, conversion is a function name, and float of C is a argument type. Declare two local variable of the main function f and c. I print enter the temperature in Celsius. Okay, enter the temperature in Celsius. I store it in the scan of percentage f comma c. The Celsius value is stored in the C. I am performing f equal to conversion of c. What will happen? The c value, Celsius value, which I get will be passed here. Okay, the value will get copied and the function is called. This calling function. Okay, main is a calling function, conversion is a called function, c is the actual argument. Here the float c is a formal argument. What will happen? Okay, for example, I will take it as a okay c1. I'll take it as a c1. Okay. If the name is the same, this C will not the same. For uniformity, I'm giving as a C1. That will do. It will take the value of C1 and multiply it 9/5 and add 32 and return the result as a Fahrenheit will get returned to the calling function. So the return value where it will store? It will store in the value f. So after converting the Celsius is percentage f equal to +2 means after the decimal part will display take 2 digits. That's why percentage 2f. Okay. For Celsius is percentage 2f, to Fahrenheit is percentage 2f. Okay, we'll run the result and see the value. For example, I'm giving a Celsius value is 20. Okay, the Fahrenheit is 52. So after converting, Celsius value 20 is converted to Fahrenheit 52. That is correct. Oh, that's it for the introduction of the function. Thanks for watching this video.